Paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Paranormal Podcast. My name is Matt Harvey. I am the host of the Deep Woods Paranormal Podcast. I am also the founder and lead investigator of Deep Woods Paranormal. Along with my wife, we've been investigating the paranormal for close to 30 years now. I've lived the paranormal my whole life, so I've got almost 45 years of experience, 46 years of experience dealing with the paranormal. But in this podcast, what we do is we talk about everything paranormal, be it Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, demons, aliens, you name it, cryptid creatures, lake monsters, anything like that. And then also sometimes we'll talk to you guys about the cases that we can talk about that are not private, where the client or whatever, be it a business or a personal home, says that we can talk about the podcast. I need to finish the OP Pile House reviewing of that. I stopped about a month ago because I got sick. We have, I don't know, almost 200 hours of video that I'm still reviewing. I've got audio and all kinds of stuff that I got to go through. Most of that video is actually the security cameras. I had no idea that when you put a card in there, it not only takes about a 5 to 8 second clip of any motion it picks up, it records everything from start to finish, be it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. We left those cameras sitting in the house, the OP Pile House, while other people were in kind of investigating and doing their thing. And so I've got all this video of them investigating, which is awesome. We don't have permission to use them, but what we can do is we will, if there's any evidence, we'll pull it out of there and show it to you guys. So anyways, I know our videos are usually 30 minutes long to an hour. I know most people just want to watch a 3 to 5 minute video. Thanks, TikTok. But essentially, I can't show you paranormal stuff in a 3 to 5 minute clip unless I'm just showing you what's happened. So what I'm going to try and do is as we go through the investigation, I'm going to break it down into smaller pieces, 3 to 5 minute clips if I can, and some might be 10 minutes, some might be 15, depending on what's going on, and basically show you like by chapter if you're on our YouTube channel. So that's going to be a little bit of a change that we're going to make. We are monetized, but we don't have it on. So if you're seeing an ad, it's not because we put it on here. It's because YouTube has decided to go ahead and show ads anyways, because they've got to make their money off everybody. Anyways, I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. But anyways, okay, so let's get back into the paranormal podcast here. So what I want to do is I'm going to do 2 different podcasts. This is the Anything Goes Paranormal podcast, meaning we talk about anything paranormal. Doesn't matter what it is. We talk about that here. On the Friday Bigfoot only podcast, that's all we talk about. It's just Bigfoots only. We only talk about that. What I want to do is I want to split the year in review from 2022 into 2 different podcasts. I was trying to get Amanda to come on here with me, but unfortunately, because I've been sick and the time that she's home, we kind of have different schedules. I work nights, she works days. So essentially, the time that we have together, unfortunately, I got sick again and was just down. I think I slept like 12 hours yesterday, which is ridiculous. But anyways, I'm still trying to get over this flu. They say it's a new type of strain of the flu, and maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time with it. My body's still trying to figure out how to get rid of it completely. But it really sucks when you start to feel normal and then 5 minutes later, all of a sudden you're, super nauseous, or you've got a headache or sore throat, or I have asthma. And so it's messing with my asthma, and I'm having to go run and do a breathing treatment so I don't have an asthma attack. And then just like my whole muscles just ache, and my body, just that sick feeling when you don't feel good. It just keeps coming and going. It's there for half an hour, and then I'm just so tired, just sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. Anyways, all right. So that's kind of what's going on. That's what's been happening. I've been dealing with this for almost a month now, since Christmas Day night. It hit me real late Christmas night, early the 26th of December. So anyways, all right. So let's talk about some upcoming things. Like I said, on some of these investigations, I can't talk about them because they're private, whether it's a business or a homeowner or whatever. We do a lot of private home investigations. And that's why sometimes you don't see any content for a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. It's because we're working on private cases. We get a lot of them. So essentially, we do not charge for those cases. If a business owner or somebody calls us in and says, hey, I've got this weird activity going on, or I'm under attack, or whatever it is, be it a ghost or a demon or whatever, we go in and check things out. Poltergeist activity sometimes, very rare, but we do see it. We go in and help them. We kind of document what's going on, and then try and use our experience from past investigations to try and either help the spirit move along, or get some answers from the spirit and maybe figure out what's going on. Or if it's demonic in nature, then we try and cleanse the house, or very rarely do we cleanse the house. We just remove the entity from the house, and teach the client how to essentially protect themselves. And spiritual protection, once you've been doing this long enough and you've had a lot of encounters like I have, I mean, I've got a target on my back. And I got demons that are constantly messing with me, doing stupid stuff, knocking crap out of my hand, moving stuff in front of me. And it's not all demons. I imagine it's some of the little kids that are here. We do have I think we have 3 little kid spirits here, and maybe some others. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah. So spiritual protection, I've talked about that before. If you want to go back and listen to that podcast, you're welcome to. I don't know where out of the 107 podcasts we've done that is, but you can look for it. So what we're doing, Amanda and I was going to grab her and have her sit down with me. I like to do this one being only haunted locations that we've done. I'll talk about a couple other things too, like my UFO sighting that I saw. I saw a triangular UFO in the sky, and I watched planes fly right by it, and it just sat there and sat there and sat there, and it moved extremely slowly and hovered in a few places, and then I looked back, it was gone. So I don't know exactly what happened. Now by UFO, we're in Texas. Now I'm talking about just something unknown. Just meaning I don't know exactly what it was. Now, somebody that's in aviation that works at the airports or in the military might look at that and go, oh, it's that. But to me, it's unknown. I just don't know what it was. It was a triangular shape. It was massive. It was at least a football field, if not longer. And it dwarfed the planes that were taking off. I think there were 737s, maybe smaller than that, out of our little airport over here. And if you know, and you're in College Station or Bryan, you're going to go, oh, it's this plane. That's fine. Leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear about that. I love planes and stuff like that. So that was my experience. And what I'm going to do is I want to go back into the private investigations. If you need help, we do not charge for our services. I've said this before. what we do is we come out and we investigate. We do a small investigation just to get a sample size of what's going on. Then we go to a much more invasive investigation, which I try not to do, where we come in, set up all the cameras, and then we go through room for room trying to communicate with whatever's there, usually with the homeowner or the business owner, and or whoever works there, whoever is experiencing the activity, because we want to see if we can experience that for ourselves. If you'd like to make a donation, I'll show you how to make a donation to our cause here in just a minute. But I want to kind of go over some places that we've gone this year. The Bigfoot stuff we'll talk about on the Bigfoot Only podcast. I want to maybe try and get Amanda to sit down with me and talk about her experiences, where were her favorite places that we went, and stuff like that. We'll talk about future plans. We've got a lot of things that we're working on. There's a lot of stuff on the back burner that I need to continue to get done. Unfortunately, because I've been sick, I've lost over a month worth of time. I was in the middle of setting some stuff up for you guys to come enjoy. And unfortunately, being sick sucks. All right, so let me share my screen with you. Let's see here. All right, we're going to go here. All right, so whether you're on our YouTube channel or you're on one of our podcast platforms, I think we're on 60 or something like that. We're on so many different platforms now. And we're just growing in viewers and listeners and stuff like that. So I can't thank you guys enough for your support of our channel. We're so grateful to you guys. It's very helpful to have you guys do that for us. So this is our Deep Woods Paranormal Buy Me a Coffee page. And I've talked about this on almost every podcast, so I'm not going to go into it too much. You can buy us a coffee. You can buy us a couple of coffees, whatever. This is a great place for you just to donate, and basically support us. We're going to be using this to buy new gear and fund new investigations. None of this really goes into our pockets. It basically goes back into buying gear. And I've been doing this so long, I've got so much gear, but we're having to upgrade stuff now. So to stay with the times, what's awesome about it is gear now is getting better and better and better, which is amazing. People actually in the field are designing and creating gear that works for ghost hunting. If you don't know, the original ghost hunting gear really was basically people that went out basically just pulling gear out of other places. Like the K2 meter was originally used to find dog wires on the ground. Audio recorders, of course, have been out forever. Video cameras, of course, forever. But like the millimeter and other EMF detectors. And there's so many different cool devices out there now. Essentially, we need to upgrade to some new devices, and we will in the near future here. So, all right, let's cruise over here. The Normandy Inn is not on here yet. I have changed the ghost hunting tour of San Juan. There, I couldn't tie my tongue in more of a knot. The ghost hunting tour of San Jacinto Jail in Cold Springs, Texas. Here, I have moved it to coming soon. I'm working with the people that run the jail, and we're going to see if we can find a better date. The Normandy Inn is not on here. This is our personal page. This is deepwoodsparanormal.com. It's basically a one-stop shop for everything. You have our Deep Woods Productions, which basically talks about what we do video-wise and shooting video and stuff like that for you guys to watch on YouTube. We have our podcast page. If you guys, can't seem to find us or whatever, you're welcome to come on here. All of our podcasts are here, all 106 and soon to be 107. Our YouTube page is on here. If it'll switch, so you can see if you want to watch the video podcasts, they're here. Other investigations are here. We have so many different types of videos. We're going to be doing some gear review here too. That's coming. We just got a new drone. It's a little smaller than the Parrot, and hopefully a little quieter. what I'm hoping to do is do a gear review video on that, where I'm going to fly it out to the forest area kind of behind our house, not at night, but maybe at dusk, and maybe during the day too, so you guys can see the difference in quality and picture. Unfortunately, we don't have the money to put an IR camera on there yet. We're working on it. If you design gear or whatever, and you want to help us out, and contact us. If you could upgrade our drones, we would love to have you do that. I can't pay you a whole lot, but I can definitely bring you along on that. I'm working on getting my professional drone license because of our Deep Woods Productions. Anyways, let's get into here. The public ghost hunts, we already talked about that. Social media page, this basically just follows our newest posts on there. So Instagram's here, and then of course Facebook. So these are just podcasts and stuff. So anyways, and then of course our team is Amanda and I. That's my wife Amanda. And this is us on the Queen Mary. She's actually, you can kind of see her hair to the left. So she was on the Queen Mary with me. We used to live on the Queen Mary, seemed like. All right, so let's get into locations that we've done this year. And we want to kind of talk about why I like the locations, maybe some experiences I had, and stuff like that. So I'm going to blow this up for you guys. This is the Normandy Inn in Texas, Galveston, Texas. We are the only paranormal team that has had permission to get in here and investigate this location. We know the owner, and he's been allowing us to go in here and do investigations. So a couple that are on our YouTube channel, if you want to go watch that, there's some crazy stuff that happens on day 2. Quick recap. Day 1, almost no activity at all. We had just nothing. We had the full team there. And then day 2, the people that weren't able to come to the first night came, and we did a day investigation in the house just to see if there was any difference between day and night. And we had a crap ton of stuff happen. Now, this place has been abandoned for close to 20 years, I believe. As you can see, it's all boarded up. There's a lot of broken windows and stuff like that. But essentially, there's a woman that has been seen in the windows. And then there was demonic stuff in there, and then there was voodoo stuff in there, and it just comes to show how things aren't always as what they seem. It turned out it was just a family. We came across a male and a female, and then 2 little kids. And if you watch our YouTube video, right before the end, you'll see like 2 little heads bob by the door as I'm standing there trying to listen down to the spirit box, and it's just squawking all kinds of things. And if you know the spirit box, they're just annoying as hell. Half the time, about 90% of the time, you can't understand what the hell is coming out of it. Hopefully in the future, they'll continue to work on those, the people that make those, and we'll be able to hopefully really clearly understand them. A friend of mine told me, hey, just put a EMP bag over the actual radio, and voices will come clearly out of the speaker. We had no activity when I did that. So something I'm going to continue to play with, but right now we're going to leave it the way it is. So we've actually upgraded the speaker as well. We have a really nice speaker that attaches to it, and it's a lot clearer than it was with the one that came with it. So sorry, this is what I do. I have so many things I want to say. Anyways, I'm going to try and stick to the point here. All right. So the Normandy Inn basically has been so many different things. It's been a senior living home. It's been apartments. It's been a child, basically like an orphanage. It's been other things too. There's been 3 deaths that we can essentially say for sure were happened in the house. We know that there was a baby that died at about 6 months old. And I could be wrong with that. I haven't researched this. I can't remember all the research I did on this house. I spent hours digging, trying to find information, contacting historical companies, looking through public records and all this other stuff. Doing, basically just doing search after search after search because I needed information. So, and then the female, we know there was a little kid. She was about 6 or so that died when I guess one of the gas lights caught a gas pipe or something on fire, and it exploded while she was going to the restrooms on the 2nd floor. And if you watch our video, you can see there's strange activity in that area. We've heard things in that area too. We heard like a little kid talking, and then we made contact with 2 little kids in that place that basically were playing hide and go seek with us. And again, at the end, you see 2 little heads bob by right underneath the door glass, the front door glass. And then something else happens. I don't want to give it away unless you watched it. If you watched it, you know. If you haven't watched the video, something amazing happens. I mean, cool. I mean, I'm just so excited that I caught that because a lot of the time things don't get caught like that. I mean, this is definitely very strange. I've talked about that before, but anyways. So, and then the male entity, we were on the 3rd story, and then basically he said, "Hey, I'm coming up to you through the spirit box." And then we had some K2 hits. That was the first night, and then it went quiet. And the female that is there, she was just not happy about having us there. She didn't want us in her house. Not exactly sure who she was, but she seems to be the dominant spirit in the house. The little kids are fun too. We had a lot of fun with them playing hide and go seek and stuff like that. So I think if I had known, I need to go back into this real quick. So there's no running water, no power, no nothing in this house. It's basically just a structure at this point. Unfortunately, it's been vandalized. It's had all the copper ripped out of the walls and stuff like that. The plumbing has not been kept up. This house it's not completely falling apart. In fact, the floors are in really good condition in 99% of the house. But just a cool place. Had a lot of experiences there. Had a lot of K2 hits, and I know people say, well, K2 hits aren't real. But when there's no electricity in a house and you're getting K2 hits and it's lighting all the way up and staying lit up for seconds at a time, and nobody has their phones, that seems paranormal to me. So, anyways, hold on one second. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee. I think that's the only thing keeping me going today. All right. So let's move on to the next one. The OP Pile House. This is out in Manola, Texas. Very, very cool location. And actually, this is too blown up. But all right, let me close this because it's just not. Here, maybe this one. Let's see if this is a better one. Yeah, there we go. This is a better representation of the house. This is an old Victorian style house. Really cool location. My man and I sat out here on the patio doing podcasts. We were interviewing people as they came out to tell us about their experiences and a little bit about themselves, and we'll cut them into the paranormal and stuff. I think 3 out of 4 of those podcasts have been released. I'll release the next one hopefully tomorrow or the next day. And then, of course, we'll do the Friday podcasts. I'll make sure I get that done. I got to get better at not missing podcasts. So, anyways, yeah. So the OP Pile House said to be haunted by 21 different spirits. One of the first personal experiences I had, and I guess somebody else did too, I went into the bathroom downstairs. And as I closed the door, I turned and there was a woman standing there. And I just like gasped. I'm pretty sure I thought she was real. And I'm like, oh crap, I didn't know you were in here. And then she was gone. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was pretty crazy. Um, wasn't expecting that at all. And then as we went through the night, we came across several spirits. If you'll see in the upcoming videos of the OP Pile House. I don't know how much evidence we collected, but we had about 12 hours, 14 hours of video going the whole time. Like I said, the whole time people were kind of moving around exploring, the cameras were recording any movement and then recording the whole time anybody was in that room. So I think there's recordings that are like 30 seconds long and some that are 18, 20 minutes long. I think one is actually 30 some odd minutes long. So I'm going to have to continue to review all of this video. And next time I'm not going to set the cameras out until Amanda and I are actually ready to go, or I'll put them in places where nobody actually is or is going to be, and see what happens. But again, this is a constant learning thing. The longer you've been doing this, the more you learn, the more you make mistakes, and hopefully learn from those mistakes. Anyways, so after that, I came back out. We did podcasting for a little while, and then people were constantly calling us in. Amanda got called in when I was doing something else, helping somebody with something, and she was in the dining room, and the K2 meter, they were like able to outline somebody sitting at a chair in the dining room. And I'm hoping we have that on video. I think I've got that on video. But I think that actually got released to Facebook. So if you want to go look that up, I think it's under Amanda's Facebook account, Amanda Harvey. So yeah, we had a lot of experiences here. We came across a gentleman I remember in the kids' room. They were super excited about the dolls that are behind me. And what I'll do, we got a whole bunch of stuff for Christmas, which was awesome. We had a haul of really cool things to add to the office. So once I get those things added, we will essentially be doing a quick video of the office area. We might make some changes too. All right. So the next thing that happened, we were up in, like I said, we were in the kids' room and they were lighting up the K2. Very excited about the toys that we brought them. They were period toys. We had a top, we had the doll, we had a Raggedy Ann doll, and we had a vintage just baby doll that we brought. And then we brought a yo-yo, and we had a couple of things I can't remember, but the kids seemed to be interested in that. We went into the next area, one of the bedrooms down the way, and this is on the second floor. And essentially, we started asking questions in that room, and something just went, well, why do you want to know? Or something like that. It was kind of like a negative retort, like angry retort. And I said, we're sorry. We're not trying to, this came through the spirit box. We're not trying to bother you. We're just here to communicate with you. I know you've had a lot of people come through and talk to you. But that's all we want to do is we just want to have a conversation and see if we can get to know you a little bit. And then I think it said okay or something. I don't know. When I go back to review the video, we had a lot of things happen in that room, and I think the closet door in there, it looked like it was just slowly but surely opening up. I mean, it didn't open up more than an inch, but you could see it kind of moving, maybe back and forth, like somebody was hiding in the closet. So there was a lot more things that happened there. We were there for like 18, 20 hours. We ended up being able to spend the night. So I've got a lot of review to do on this. But anyways, this was a really cool location. If you get an opportunity to get to the OP Pile House, if you're a paranormal investigator, or they put on events every once in a while. If you're lucky enough to get out here and do an investigation out here, go for it. We're going to try and get the owner on a podcast here soon, as soon as I finish the stupid review of the evidence to see if there's anything else. We have one really cool piece, but I'm hoping there's more. I'm hoping there's more to add to it. And then, like I said, those will come out on the YouTube channel in chapters. Like bedroom 1 will be chapter 1, bedroom 2 will be chapter 2. And I'll try and keep those a little shorter because I know people don't like to watch the videos that are super long. That's interesting. Does it, if you're watching this, doesn't this look like there's a female standing here, even though there's curtains over that looking out? And then down here, it looks like there's a guy, like the side portrait of a guy. You can kind of see his tie. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things. But anyways, you guys can choose, you guys can make up your own minds of what that is. Could just be something in behind. But all right, let's get on to the next one. All right. Old Park Hotel. This is in Ballinger, Texas. Dan and his wife are amazing, amazing people. What I really like about the Old Park Hotel is that Dan and his wife are paranormal researchers. They research ghosts and stuff like that, and they're very much, they know what's going on. They know how things work with the paranormal, and they've set it up so that $200 for as many people as you can. I mean, I think it's up to like 10 or something like that, up to 10 or 15 people to be able to spend the night there in some of the rooms, haunted rooms, and try and have your own experience. We've been there twice. The last time I was there, have not reviewed any of the video or audio from here. Something just kept like physically knocking the camera around. It was sitting on my lap, and all of a sudden it just flew off. And I was walking down the hallway. I don't want to give away the whole show, but I was walking down the hallway on the first floor, and there was another person behind me, and we both heard like a growl. It sounded like it was right in my ear, a male growling at me. And I'll talk about the video that's already out. Amanda and I went here a couple of years ago. So I know this is not last year, but we had a lot of personal experiences. Amanda kept getting touched and hearing voices, which is very, very unusual for her. I slept this year when I went back to the Park Hotel. I went with a couple of other people, other paranormal investigators. And I slept in the room with the creepy looking doll. They say she's haunted. I don't know. Once I went to bed around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I felt like I was being watched. And then we kept making contact with the little kid. She would kind of keep her distance, but she was being very playful. If you watch the other video that we have out on our YouTube channel of the Old Park Hotel, when we were in the kids' room, they have a toy room for the kids with all kinds of cool haunted dolls and vintage toys, and just really cool. When you play the music box, I think there's a couple of them in there. The K2 almost immediately starts lighting up. One of the little kids in there really likes that when you play that for them. And then, if you set your spirit box in front of the haunted dolls, they will start to basically talk. So, all right, let's move on from the Old Park Hotel. This is going to take us forever if I don't go through here quickly. Martha's Chapel Cemetery. Again, did this one earlier this year. This is the cemetery that was heavily vandalized. Some kids went through and toilet papered the trees. They threw raw eggs at the actual grave markers and then snapped and broke a lot of the grave markers, which is ridiculous. Um, I just, I'm still mad about that because it ruined it for everybody else. Now, if you can't go into there at night unless you're basically have family members in there, buried in there, and there's some people that have been buried in there pre-Civil War. So this is just a really cool cemetery. If you get a chance to get down here during the day, I would not go at night. I would only go during the day and walk around and just see what you experience. Now, the cemetery, and I know I said I wasn't going to talk about Bigfoots, but the cemetery has, I don't want to call it a Bigfoot, but it has a Bigfoot-like creature, very large. And I've gone into this before, so I'm not going to talk about this too much. If you want to hear me talk about Martha's Chapel Cemetery, I did a whole podcast on it, I think. But the last time we were there, we had a lot of personal experiences. I don't know if we documented it all. You can watch the video on it. I'm not even sure that video got posted because there's only about 10 minutes worth of video before we got asked to leave. But essentially, we had a male voice try and talk to us. I saw something like a shadowy figure standing off to my left. When I looked over there, it moved and then disappeared. And then essentially we had lots of K2 hits. We were in the process of talking to somebody when we got asked to leave. And right before all that talking on the K2s or the spirit box started to happen, there was like 2 or 3 very loud growls and tree branches being snapped, coming from right next to the cemetery. That cemetery is basically surrounded by forest. Now there's ranches in there and stuff like that, but it's basically surrounded by forest. And if you look at and I'll go into maybe this later, if you watch my other videos on that area, it's a Bigfoot hotspot. There's a lot of reports coming from over there. All right, guys, so this is getting kind of long. Let me go back to here we go. All right, so this is getting kind of long. I don't know how long this is, but I don't want to continue to talk. So future plans, the Normandy Inn. I want to do at least one night sleepover at the Normandy Inn. I don't know what's going to happen. Nothing could happen, but I think if I go in there early morning, set out the imp pumps everywhere. I think we've got 6 of them or 8 of them. I can't remember. Set them out on the different levels in different places. Let them run. Maybe even the day before. Let them run, and then essentially spend the night and have you guys be allowed to come along. We might get some crazy things happening in that place. The old jail, that's another one. I talked about the San Jacinto jail. We recently went back there too and did an investigation. And as you can watch the video of this on YouTube, Deep Woods Paranormal. There's somebody else has created a Deep Woods Paranormal something or other, stories or something like that. That's not us. We're Deep Woods Paranormal only. And you can tell by our logos up here. You look for the Deep Woods logo with the forest and the little ball lit up in the front here. But essentially, here, I'll just show you guys. Let me just show you the channel. Oops. Why did it go here? I don't know why it went there. Okay. So this is our YouTube channel. Let me go out. All right. Let me go out here. So this is our channel. If you're looking for Deep Woods Paranormal, the YouTube channel, it will say Deep Woods Paranormal. It'll have our logo on here. It'll have the Buy Me a Coffee link, and of course our other links to Facebook and TikTok and stuff like that. If you want to watch shorter videos, we post them here, but we also post them over there. They're usually just teaser videos that we post here. But our videos are out here. You can see some of our videos have gotten quite a few views, and some haven't. Our playlists, we have different, we have so many different types of things. We have investigations, we have the podcast, we have short clips of paranormal activity happening. We have the Bigfoot research, of course, and then our shorts, where we basically have posted paranormal activity there. So if you want to come on here, make sure you come to the right channel. It says Deep Woods Paranormal. It's not Deep Woods anything else. It's just Deep Woods Paranormal. Might say Texas. So let me stop sharing this. All right. So like I said, upcoming, the Normandy Inn. We're going to be doing hopefully the old jail investigation, where we basically let you guys come in for a couple hours and use the gear that we use, maybe use a spirit box, and we'll lead you through the location. The old jail is really cool. Unfortunately, one of the people that used to work there has passed. We actually made contact with him. He loved that jail, and he really enjoyed helping, being involved in ghost hunting at the jail. So we made contact with Clay at the jail. And then, of course, there's the old post office, where there's a woman in there that sometimes she'll communicate, sometimes she won't. The old schoolhouse, the left side of the old schoolhouse, well, both sides seem to have activity. But the left side schoolhouse seems to have way more. And whatever's in there is intelligent, because it just talks through the spirit box. And when something comes through and tells you you should go back to the jail, I don't think that's going to come out of a radio station or whatever. So, and then of course there's the old train depot, which is near and dear to me because I work for the Union Pacific, and that has activity too. Sometimes it's been a couple times we've been there. The first time we were there was very active. The second time, not so much. But we did get some K2 hits. And there seems to be an old train conductor or engineer that haunts that location. And every once in a while, he'll come through. One of these days, I need to go and see if I can get some of the older stuff that the train conductors used to use and engineers used to use as props, and see if we can get any kind of reactions out of them. All right, guys, like I said, this is getting long. I can't even say it enough. We appreciate the heck out of you guys. Thank you guys for watching and listening. If you're on our YouTube channel, please hit that like and subscribe button down there. And then basically just share the hell out of this. It really helps us continue to get content out. Like I said, a lot of cool things coming down the pike, the jail, and then hopefully a night at the Normandy Inn. Another thing, if you're a Bigfooter, I'm going to work with Joe. I need to contact him and see if we can do a event out there as well. I don't know what he's going to ask for monetarily, but we can go out there and I can kind of show you guys around. We don't have to necessarily stay on his property, but we can camp there possibly if he's okay with that. And then basically go out into other locations. Maybe he'll take us out to other locations in his area. He's been doing a lot of research up there. So I need to get in touch with him and see if he has any hot spots that we can go into. So anyways, I'll talk more about that on the Bigfoot podcast, and we'll go from there. Also, in the comments down below, and only on our YouTube channel, if you want us to talk about something, please do me a favor. Go onto our website and deepwoodsparanormal.com and essentially leave a comment there, or you can message us through Facebook, Deep Woods Paranormal, or you can look under Matt Harvey. Basically, I just share the content from the page, Facebook page, to my personal content. And then of course we're on LinkedIn, TikTok. I don't know how much longer TikTok's gonna be around if they keep banning it, but yeah, just a lot of places you can go and contact us. Because we're on so many platforms, we don't always see your comments. It's really hard with 60 different platforms to constantly go into each one and be looking for new comments. It's just too time consuming. So again, my phone number's in the links below. You can contact me. It's my personal cell, and we've been getting a lot of people contacting us and asking us to talk about this or talk about that, or have you been here, or have you been there? You should come check this location out, or you come help us? We've been helping quite a few people lately with their paranormal problems and having some success. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and listening. We really appreciate you, and we will catch you on the next one.